Am I audible and visible? The board is visible and I am audible correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think all of you are there. I can start, right? Please mute yourself. Anyone having any query or question or doubts, whatever?
Ma'am, how is one a generator and minus one
How is
also how it is a generator?
okay, right? So you have a question. What is your question? How one generates Z, right?
Yes, ma'am.
See, and not only one, since minus one is an inverse, and we know the result that if A is a generator of a group, then inverse of that group will also be a generator, right? I have discussed it. So that's why since 1 is a generator of Z, minus 1 will also be a generator of Z, right?
Ma'am, it is
Now,
only
your
applicable
question,
if one generates the whole Z. Na?
yeah, obviously,
If one can
1
generate from minus infinity to infinity, then only it is called a generator.
not minus infinity to infinity. This is a precise group. Z is a set of all integers. So if one can generate all the elements of that means all integers, it can generate all integers, then it will be called a generator. And
Yes,
one
ma'am,
has
but
that
it does
the
not
power.
generate. Na?
Why it does not generate?
Ma'am, by multiplication or addition.
See, Z is a group under the addition, the operation addition, right?
Yes,
With
ma'am.
respect to multiplication, it will it be a group? Not
Oh, no,
so.
ma'am, no, ma'am, no.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
So okay. So now you tell
Then
me what is the definition of a cyclic group, right? First of all, you tell me, then it will be clear. I think this is the definition of cyclic group, right? That means this. I first of all I have defined cyclic subgroup. Then I have defined the term cyclic group, right? In my previous class. So if G is a group and A is an element of G, then this cyclic subgroup. This is called the cyclic subgroup. We have proved that this is a subgroup, and not only that, it will be a cyclic subgroup. It's named as cyclic subgroup. So if this cyclic subgroup is the whole group G, if it is the case, then G will be called the cyclic group, right? And A will be called the generator of G. That means A generates the whole group G. And in multiplicative note, I have used the multiplicative notation here. I have already mentioned that A to the power n means A composed A up to n times, right? These things I have told you, and I have written it in a multiplicative manner. But when we are using additive group, that means additive operation, let me clear that the cyclic subgroup will be of the form this NA, such that n belongs to the whole set of integers, right? This will be the cyclic subgroup. That means here for the what? Okay, let me clear this thing first. So in additive notation, instead of multiplicative notation, if we use additive notation, it will be like this only. So that means what? That means when n is positive, right? This was the question of civil A students also, so that's why I have explained it here. So for positive, see here 0 will be there obviously, because 0 is the identity and 1 is its order, so 0 will be there. So you check first for positive integers n, what will happen? These terms will come 1, then 1 plus 1. What is that? 2. 1 plus 1 plus 1. That means 3 times we
Yes,
add
from 1 to
1.
infinity it will come.
Not infinity. Infinity is not the integer. This is
That
not
means
at all
1, then
defined.
2, then 3, then
One,
4.
That means set of all positive integers.
Positive integers.
Right? And also we
Yes,
get the
ma'am.
non-negative integers rather. Also we get the 0 here. So 0 for n equal to 0. When n is negative, what will happen? I have mentioned this thing now. This is this is the result. What are we have defined integral powers? That means there are negative powers and positive powers. So positive powers we get it like this way. Up to n times we have to operate it. What are the negative powers? I have defined it this way, right? It was in your previous year class note. You can check that a to the power minus n will mean a inverse to the power n. That means here what n is a is a is 1. Its inverse is minus 1. That means when n is negative, we get this type of elements. You see, minus 1. Then minus 1. 2 times we add minus 1. 3 minus 1. Likewise, we get all the negative integers, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on. Yeah, now, how we are getting negative integers. And similarly, for the case of minus 1, you can relate it, I think.
Then, ma'am, how the set of integers can have two generators, 1 and
The set of generator consists of two elements, 1 and minus 1, and 1 is capable of generating the whole set of integers, and minus 1 is also there. You can generate the whole set of integers z by this element 1. That is why z is cyclic now. You have to get only one element such that you can operate it and some number of time, and then you get the whole group there. So that
Ma'am,
is
can you
happening
explain
here.
how can we get the negative integers
So much of
from
noise.
minus 1? I've
I'm
not done that.
I'm not getting your voice. So much of noise is coming out.
Okay, I am catbox.
Okay, what is? Okay, I'm checking the message. You message here the question. Okay. So much of noise is coming. I can't understand what you're talking about. Right?
I think he's in a temple.
What?
I think he is using two accounts at a time.
I think it's my problem, and I'm getting so much noise when you're talking, and I'm getting nothing. I can't understand anything. What is your problem? Say here in the you have to just think of the
Ma'am,
additive
is it okay
notation.
now?
Say
Ma'am, how can we get all the negative integers by doing any operations of minus 1?
that is what I'm explaining right now. I have explained now. N is negative. Then what will get?
Your voice is also echoing.
I don't know what is happening. You just mute yourself and write the questions in the chat box. I will let you know, okay? That is one solution I can give you. Okay, for negative integers, you have to take the negative integral powers also, na? So when n is negative, then what will happen? We'll get minus 1 plus minus 1, up to 2 times we add minus 1, we up to 3 times we get we add minus 1, we get minus 3. Likewise we'll get all the negative integers, right? What was the in multiplicative notation, what was the cyclic subgroup? E, A square, A cube, likewise
Ma'am,
A
I dropped
inverse,
my question in the chat box.
n minus. This type element notation. And why you are confusing it with additive notation? Same thing is happening, right? Same thing is happening in the additive notation. You get the negative integers as the negative integral powers of 1. So what is a negative integral power? I have defined it. The inverse is what? Minus 1, na? So we have to add it n times. That means we'll vary the n and we'll get all the negative integers. What is your question? I can't just understand. How can we get all the positive integers? Yeah, same thing. Same thing. What we are doing with 1, we can just reverse the procedure to get all the
Ma'am, by
integers.
minus 1 we can get plus 2 by adding with
See,
some.
if 1 is inverse of minus 1, then obviously minus 1 is the inverse of 1. I think you get it, right? So there, what we are doing here, that we are taking positive a and n equal to 0 and n negative, we are getting all the elements of z, and this thing will happen for minus 1 also. We'll get minus 1 to the power n for positive integer, like what? Minus 1, minus 2, etc. And 0 will obviously be there. And for positive integers, what we'll have to do? We'll have to take n as negative. Positive integer, for positive integers, then 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1. This way we will get the positive integers. Same thing will happen for negative, for positive integers, and for minus 1.
Ma'am, means the value of n is what that much time we have to add
N
plus
is
1 and that
varying.
much time we have to add minus 1, no?
Obviously, what we are doing in multiplicative manner, this thing is only in additive manner in Z, the group Z plus. So that's why you are confusing. I get it, right? That's why you are actually 1 to the power n means what? Here 1 to the power n means 1 plus n up to 1 n
Up to
times,
n
right?
times.
Right. So when we get 1 to the power minus 1, what it means? It means minus 1 to the power n. That means up to n times we have to operate it. Operate what? Minus
1, then up to n
Yes.
times.
So that is the mechanism. That is how
Okay,
we are
ma'am.
getting the negative integers, right? I think it's clear to you now. For minus 1 also, that this mechanism will do. I think you study it, you will find it easier. You will understand on your own. You are just confusing it with multiplicative notation and the additive notations. Notations are the main thing you are confusing. That is why you are getting trouble. Okay. So we have already mentioned some examples of cyclic groups, right? Z is an infinite cyclic group since 1 generates Z, and Zn is a finite cyclic group, and we have found 2 generators already. What were they? The class 1, and similarly since n minus 1 class is the inverse of class 1, you know. That means if class 1 is the generator of Zn, that means Class n minus 1 will also be a generator of Zn, right? And some more generators are there in Zn. Since the generators are not unique, you see, you can see it from these examples also. So there are many generators, but for cyclic groups, only one particular element will generate the whole set. There may be that type of elements more in number, more than one in number, but only one element will generate the whole group. Okay, for I have taken n equal to 8. In particular, Z8 I have taken for examples, for the examples of generators, right? So we are getting here some more generators. What are they? Class 3 in class 5. Okay. You know that Zn is a group under addition modulo n. So Z8 will be a group under addition modulo 8, right? So 1 and minus 7 class 7 is inverse of class 1, right? So that means these two are the generators, obviously. Here class 3 and class 5 are also two generators of Z8. You can check it very easily. First of all, since class 1 is the generator, it is done. You check class 2. What class 2 generates? Can it generate the whole group Z8? You see, class 2 will consist
No,
of
ma'am.
what? Class 2 plus class 2, that means class 4. Class 2 up to 3 times we add it, we get class 6. Then class 8. Class 8 means class 0. That means only 4 elements are there in class 2. In the cyclic group generated by class 2. That means this cyclic group generated by class 2 is not at all equal to Z8. It consists of only 4 elements from Z8. So that's why it will not generate Z8. Now who is presenting? Please stop presenting. I think my board is not visible to you all, right?
No, ma'am, it's visible.
No, I cannot see it.
No, ma'am, not visible.
No, ma'am, not
Yeah.
visible.
Not visible, ma'am.
I think some one of you have presented, then my presentation has been stopped. Now I can see the board.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So you can easily verify that class 3 generates Z8. See what will happen? It will consist of class 3, obviously. Then class 3 plus class 3 makes class 6, right? Then what is this? Class 1, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you get class 2, 3, and 2, 4, and what are the classes? You will get every element of Z8 here. You can check it very easily. You check it now, whether you are getting all the elements of Z8 or not. After this, what you are getting? Class 4. Then class 7.
Ma'am, board is not visible.
Board is not visible.
Please
Some of you are
unpin and pin. If you have pinned the screen, then it will be gone.
why it is the screen sharing is
Yes, ma'am, it's
stopped?
visible to me.
No, some of you are presenting. I think that's why it is stopped. Now it's visible, na?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's check the whether class 3 is a generator or not, and let me know. Adding 4 times you get class 4, right? After that class 7, and after that class 2. Are you all doing it? Or I will move to the next topic. That's why I'm asking.
After that class.
After that class 7, then class 2, right? Then class 5, then class 0, this way you'll get all the elements. I think it's done, and you check it for class 5 also. You'll have the you'll get the same thing. So for larger n, how can we get that what will be its generators? There is a result using which you can easily verify that whether a positive integer will be a generator for that particular Zn or not. Okay. So the general result is, I think it's done. So the general result here I'm mentioned it as a note. Actually it's a corollary of some important theorem. So what is the result? That means k, a positive integer k, this will be a generator of Zn if and only if GCD of k and n is equal to 1. That means what? That means a positive integer which is co-prime to n will be a generator, and similarly if some positive integer is generator, then obviously it is co-prime to the integer n. So this is a result. You can use it and calculate what will be the set of all generators of a particular Zn, right? In your exams it will be you can use it. Anyone has any information regarding your exams? When will be your exams? Or
Ma'am, most
is
probably
there
in the
any
first week of April.
in the first week of April? Okay. So you the calculus classes have been started. It has been started, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll have 1 month left, I think, for your exam. Any internal exam you have some internal assessment or something? I think not.
No, ma'am.
Okay. See, let's go to the next result. Okay, you there is a task you can check, or you can find the generators of Z6. and I have given you a larger n, that means Z20. You can also check it very easily using the result or just verifying it, and how I have done it. Z8 for Z8. Okay, so you can use the result and find the generators of Z6, Z20 in any particular n, Zn. Now tell me, what about Zp where p is a prime number? Just observe the result I have mentioned, above mentioned result. You just check it and tell me what are the generators of Zp where p is a prime number. The answer is very easy. Can anyone tell me? It's just a question of common sense, and you apply this result.
Makes sense.
What? Tell me.
If the p is a prime number, then the GCD of k and n will be p. Sorry, k and p will be p.
See, for any positive integer, you see any positive integer is co-prime to a prime number for sure. K, if it is obviously co-prime to the prime number p.
Ma'am,
Here n
1 to p
equal to
minus
p.
1.
1 to p minus 1, except 0, because we know 0 is the identity element, so we have to exclude that only, because the order is 1 and it cannot generate the whole group. We can obviously observe that. So obviously you are right, except 0, every non-zero class will generate the whole set, whole group Zp. Okay, that means class 1 up to class p minus 1. So these are the generators of Zp where p is prime number. Okay, so it is clear to you now that any element which is order n, when we are taking the cyclic subgroup generated by that particular element, we will get the same order of that cyclic subgroup. I think it's clear now. You can verify it very easily, na? See, if you have order A as n, order of A as n, then what will happen? A to the power n is equal to identity, right? So in the cyclic subgroup also, the order, that means the number of elements will be n, na? So it is a very important observation. It is like an observation.
Ma'am, what is
Yeah, tell me. Okay, I think you understood. Okay, right. Then next very important result is that in a finite cyclic group, order of an element divides the order of the group. Okay, this is also a very important remark, rather it's not result, remark. An order of an element, an order of the group, you know the basic difference between order of an element and order of the group. I think order of the group is what? The number of elements in that group, right? And order of an element is what? A smallest positive integer n such that a to the power n is the identity of the group. So in a finite, we are taking obviously the finite group, because infinite group we cannot talk about the order of an infinite group, right? So for a finite cyclic group, what happens? Order of, observe that I have written cyclic group, right? So in a finite cyclic group, order of an element divides the order of the whole group. This is also an important result.
Ma'am, what is
Another where what is
S3 equal to bracket open E?
oh, okay, E is the identity permutation. Then next another result, another observation is, if order of some element is n, then if we take the cyclic group generated by that element A and the cyclic group generated by some integral power of that element, that means a to the power j, the two cyclic subgroups are identically equal if and only if they the GCD between them is 1. GCD of n and j, that means the order of the element and the integral power, that the two thing as GCD equal to 1, then we'll get the two cyclic group as the same cyclic subgroups. Okay, so this is an important observation. Okay, now let us calculate the orders of the elements of S3. You know the group S3, right? I've defined it. What was S3? You remember? I think you remember what was Sn? Sn was set of all permutations on first n natural numbers. On the first n natural number, set of all permutations. Nobody is answering, so what is the problem? You forgot everything. Okay, I'm just telling you for once. Okay, Sn is the set of all permutations on first n natural number. And what is permutation? Permutations are bijections, right? Bijective mappings on set of all natural numbers. Set of n natural numbers. First n
Ma'am, the
natural numbers.
permutation is a finite set A, which is bijection from A itself.
Again, I didn't get you. Again, I didn't get your question.
Ma'am, permutation is a bijective mapping of A to itself.
What is A?
Set of
The group.
Permutations is obviously permutation is a bijective mapping on from some set to itself, right? What is A? I don't know. But here we take first n natural numbers. Okay. For the defining Sn, we take the set as first n natural numbers. So that's why it is called the symmetric group of degree n. So this is the set of all bijective mapping from this first n natural number to itself. Okay, and this is a group under some binary operation. What is the binary operation here? The binary operation is the composition of mapping, right? The usual composition of mapping. So for particularly n equal to 3, S3 consists of 6 elements. Then that means 6 permutations are possible on the set 1 to 3. And what are the permutations? The permutations are like this: 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 2, 3 goes to 3. Every elements are fixed here. That means this is the identity permutation, the identity mapping. Next, I think I have mentioned it, I have named it like row 0, row 1, row 2.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
way.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what is the second element? 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1. That means in cyclic notation, we write it like this way: 1 goes to 2. Then that means 1, 2. Sorry. Then 2 goes to 3. Then 3 goes to 1. Then next element is 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 1, and 3 goes to 2. That means 1, 3, 2. I think it's this like cyclic notations are clear to you. Okay. Next, if we fix 1, then what we get? 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 2. That means in cyclic notation 2 goes 2, 3. That means we in such a way we get 2 cycles, 3 2 cycles and 2 3 cycles, right? Again here 2 is fixed. 1 goes to 3, 2 goes to 2, and 3 goes to 1. That means 1 3. Here 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 1, and 3 goes to 3. Then the cycle is 1 2. That means we get 3 2 cycles and 2 3 cycles.
3 cycles.
And obviously the identity permutation. This is the group S3. And what is the binary operation here? Operation is composition of mapping. So we need to check one thing, that since we are talking about cyclic groups, the orders, etc., here we need to check whether this is a cyclic group or not. And if it is a cyclic group, then you have to justify that why it is a cyclic group. And if it is not, then you need to take a counter example of that. Okay. So you do it. You do it on your notebook and let me know whether it's a cyclic group or not. And obviously give the reasons. What you need to check here to check whether it's a cyclic group or not? First of all, tell me. Someone. Any one of you has any doubt regarding the orders and something? Order of the group
Yes,
or order
ma'am.
of the
I have some
elements?
doubt.
What is the query? You tell me.
Ma'am, he wrote in the chat box.
You wrote in the chat box, right?
Jyotirup Sarkar.
What is the order of an element?
Yes, ma'am.
I have defined it now. You see, oh, here I haven't mentioned that. Actually, I have defined it in my previous class, so that's why I am just forgot to
I was
mention here. Okay, let me write it.
absent in the last class.
Okay, you were absent, so let me write it here. Order of an element is different from order of a group. Okay. Actually, you were not present, but you should collect the class note, right? I will mention it your doubt. I will explain your doubt, but you have to take the class notes.
Okay, ma'am.
Order of an element. It is. I think all of you have the class notes with you. I've mailed it to your CRs. Collect it from them. Okay, order of an element and order of a group are different things. Okay, order of a group is what? Order of a group is that a group contains some elements. So number of elements is the order of the group. Okay, that means number of elements in the underlying set. So that is order of a group. And order of an element is what? Should I mention it? Order of a group. I think I should mention. And for those who know order of a group and order of element, you just check whether S3 is cyclic group or not, and let me know what you get. Order of a group is what? Number of elements in the group. Okay, number of elements is the order. And if the underlying set is infinite, then what? Then the group is called infinite group. Okay, and the number of if the number of elements is finite in number, then it will be called a finite group, and the number of elements is the order of the group. Okay, and order of an element is different from order of a group. Okay, so what is order of an element? Order of an element is let A belong to G, and I am not writing G is a group. You just without loss of generality assume that G is a group. So let A belong to G. If there exists, I think you are aware of this notation, there exists, if there exists a positive integer, sorry, a smallest, actually let me write it this way. Okay, if there does not exist such a positive integer that a to the power n is identity, then it will be called an element of infinite order. So this is order of an element. I think it's clear to you now.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
a to the power n is I think you understand. That means in multiplicative notation I am just writing it in an integral power. This is just this thing. This is written in this way. Okay, that means n times you operate with the binary operation, and you get what you get an element of the group, obviously. Then it will be called a to the power n. Okay. So this is order of
Ma'am,
an
H3 is generated.
ওটাই তো জানতে চাইছি তোমাদের কাছে, S3 কি সাইক্লিক গ্রুপ? সেটাই আমি, my question is that only. This is the question. Check whether S3 is a cyclic group or not. If so, then find a generator. If not, then give a counter example. And this type of question may come in your exams also. So you need to check this on your own. Then you'll have a clear concept of these things. Have you checked it? Have anyone checked it? See, in S3, identity will have order 1, obviously, the identity permutation. You need to check the orders of the elements first. Have you checked it? That means the 3 cycles, the 2 3 cycles and 2 3 cycles, you need to check the orders of those elements first. Have you checked it? The order of the cycle on 1 2 3, what is the order of 1 2 3?
Ma'am, 2.
2. Are you sure? See, I have checked it here. 1 2 3 will be what? 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3 and 3 goes to 1, right? So first of all we need to check the integral powers. That means we compose it with itself. So what we get? 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, that means 1 goes to 3, then 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 1, that means 2 goes to 1, then 3 goes to 1, 1 goes to 2, that means 3 goes to 2. So this is not identity. Is this identity permutation? No. That means 2 is not the order of 1 2 3. Okay. So we again have to operate it again with itself. So again we are taking this, okay, and operating it with 1 2 3. So what we get? 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 1, that means 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 2, that means 2 goes to 2, and 3 goes to 1, 1 goes to 3, that means 3 goes to 3. So this is the identity permutation. That means after operating 3 times we get the identity row 0, which have denoted by row 0. So what it indicates? It indicates that order of 1 2 3 will be 3. Again you can check the order of 1 3 2. What will be the order of 1 3 2? Check it. And also check the orders of 1 2 2 3 1 3, this 3 2 cycles. What you are getting? Order of 1 3 2?
Ma'am, 2.
2.
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
you are doing it in a wrong way. 1 3 2 will also have order 3, right? Check your calculation. I think you have done some mistakes. What is the order of 132? It will be 3. You check it. Okay. And for the 2 cycles, we will get the orders as 2. Okay. So what it indicates actually? So whiteboard is visible to you, na? What is the problem?
No, ma'am, it's
It's not visible.
there is written that presentation, but the screen is not.
It is visible to me, but the screen is static.
Okay, I'm resuming the presentation.
Yes, ma'am, visible now.
Okay, so we'll get the orders of 2 cycles as 2 and orders of 3 cycles as 3. Okay, you can check it on your own. This will be a task for you. What it indicates? Will S3 be a cyclic group? See, if it is a cyclic group, then it will be generated by some element of S3. So, are we getting such an element that will generate the whole group S3? We are getting 2 elements of order 3 and 3 elements of order 2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what happens? See, on the contrary, if we assume that S3 is a cyclic group, then some element A, say, or say row I or something, that will generate S3. That means the cyclic group generated by that particular permutation will have order same as S3, because the cyclic subgroup will be equal to S3. That means the orders are same also. That means it will be 6. But are we getting such an element that it will have order 6? No. No elements are of order 6. Right? Only divisors of 6 we are getting, 2 and 3. So that means S3 can generate S3. That means S3 will not be a cyclic group. The answer is no. It will not be a cyclic group, and reason is this. Okay, you give the proper reason. That means you check the orders of each element and give this logic. But if we assume that it is cyclic, then it will have some element of order 6, but no element of S3 is of order 6, so no element is there in S3 which will generate the whole group. That means it will not be a cyclic group, right? Another reason is that I have mentioned in my previous class a very important result, that every cyclic group will be commutative also by default. Cyclic groups are abelian groups. But here you can see that S3, we have verified in class that S3 is not at all commutative group. We have found such examples also, I think. We have verified it. So S3 being a non-commutative group is non-cyclic, because you take the contrapositive statement of the statement. You get it, right? Cyclic groups are abelian. That means all non-abelian groups are non-cyclic. So S3 is an example of non-abelian group. So for examples of non-cyclic groups, you can take any non-commutative group. Okay. So non-abelian groups are non-cyclic. That's why S3 is being a non-commutative group is non-cyclic. This is another reason. Now I will just state some results which will be helpful for calculating the orders and these things in S3 without proof. If you wish to read the proof, you can take any standard book of abstract algebra, you will get it. The proofs are very lengthy and need a deep study about Sn, the group Sn, right? So that's why I am avoiding the group. I am just stating the thing, just the results. One of the important result is see, in S3 there are only 6 elements, but when n is larger, we will get more elements in that particular group. So it will be very time consuming to calculate all the orders of the elements of the group, the order of the elements of the group. So that's why we need some formulas or results which will be very useful in calculating the orders. So here is one such result. Order of a permutation, obviously written in a cyclic manner, which I have mentioned earlier, that in a cyclic manner in shorthand we write this way. So order of a permutation is LCM of the lengths of the cycles. That means here in S3 we get 3 cycles and 2 cycles, but in general you see for S7 you can get this type of cycles also, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, because there are 7 natural numbers, and you can get this type of permutations also. That means what? 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 5, 5 goes to 1, and 6 goes to 7, 7 goes to. That means you get 2 cycles, product of 2 cycles. This is written as product of 2 cycles. That means we get an element which has 5 cycles and 2 cycles. Obviously they are disjoint. So 5 cycles and 2 cycle, this is an element of S7. So what will be its order? It is very much laborious to calculate the orders of this type of elements. So here you can apply this result, that order of a permutation is the LCM of lengths of the cycles. That means here 5 and 2 are the lengths of the cycles in this element. So we take the LCM of 5 and 2, that is what that is 10. That means order of this element, okay, this element is 10. So it is not possible to calculate it composing it up to 10 times. So it is very useful result for calculating it in for larger n in Sn. Another results are, actually every permutation actually can be written as product of 2 cycles. Okay, this is another important result, that every permutation can be represented in such a manner that it is a product of 2 cycles. How many times we don't know, but we know that this can be represented as a product of 2 cycles. That means cycles of length 2. So since this is true, then a result is that a permutation that can be expressed as a product of even number of 2 cycles is called even permutation. Likewise, we define odd permutation. That means a permutation that can be expressed as a product of odd number of 2 cycles, that will be called a odd permutation. A permutation in general can be represented as a product of 2 cycles. Okay. Now, if the number of 2 cycles are even in number, then the permutations are called even permutation. And if they are odd in number, then they are called the odd permutations. So collecting all the even permutations of a permutation group Sn, we can get a subgroup of Sn, which is called the alternating group, okay, and denoted by An. That means the group of all even permutations on Sn is called the alternating group of degree n. That means it is a subgroup of symmetric group of degree n. Okay, this is a subgroup. So this will form a group only and denoted by An, right? A for alternating group. So you see in S3 what are the alternating groups? A3, the identity, and the 2-3 cycles. Actually they can be written, it is proved, there are some researches that every permutation can be represented as product of 2 cycles, and they can also have product of 2 cycles, okay, and
Ma'am,
not
symmetric
only
group.
that,
Ma'am, symmetric group is alternative group. The same term.
symmetric groups are Sn, which we denote it as Sn, and alternating groups are the subgroup of symmetric groups which consists of the even permutations on Sn. Okay, only the
Okay.
even permutations. Okay,
That is the permutation group.
that is
The permutation group.
that is a subgroup of the symmetric group.
Okay.
We are taking only in the set of all permutation, from the set of all permutation we are taking only the even permutations, and I have defined what is even permutation. Only taking the even permutation and making it a structure will get it as a group. The structure forms a group, okay, so that is a subgroup of Sn. In S3 this consists of that. Actually I am not explaining what it means, what is the representation look like, what is this things. I am just avoiding the permutation for the time being, because it's you have to actually we have to discuss it in a long term, okay, so this will consume the time, so that's why I'm not getting into the proofs or something or discussions. You just note the results. Actually the results can be helpful, and if you wish to study it further you can take any good abstract algebra book, and even you'll find it. Some books have very nice explanation about the groups Sn. There are big chapters on Sn, so that's why I'm not going into the proofs. So this is the alternating group for n equal to 3, that means in S3, okay. And also we know that what is order of Sn? Order of Sn is n factorial. We know n factorial permutations are there on the set of all in natural numbers. So order of An will be just the half of Sn. That means half number of elements in Sn will be even permutation and half will be odd permutation. Okay, so An will have order as n factorial by n. So for today I end the class here. We'll go to homomorphism, isomorphism, this and the related topics in my next class. Okay, so I'm ending here. Thank you, students.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.